Bob and Elsa Burton, Contributions to the Community. If you have attended any cultural or community events in Mill Valley in the last 5 decades, it's likely you would have run into Bob Burton and his wife Elsa. Together, they championed and participated in a remarkable number of musical, artistic, and civic organizations in Mill Valley and throughout Marin. There's hardly an arts program that they have not actively nurtured and been involved in. You had to wonder where they got the stamina and spunk to do it all. And after Elsa's passing in 2018, Bob is carrying on the tradition, attending and supporting every event he can fit into his busy schedule. Bob and Elsa met in New York while she was in school, moved to San Francisco in 1966, and quickly found Mill Valley, where they started a family and settled into their house on the Dipsy Steps. As a couple, they began to embrace and embody the artistically vibrant spirit of this creative community. They were on the front lines of developing Marin Theater Company's conception and growth in the 1960s, with Elsa serving on its board of directors and even creating costumes for the first production. In the 1980s, Bob served on the board, negotiating the acquisition of its current location and helping to design details of the theater. For 25 years, Elsa served on the board of the Mill Valley Chamber Music Society and was a founding member of the New Century Chamber Orchestra. And together, they have given 40 years of their support and time to the Marin Symphony. But their contributions haven't been limited to just their incredible support. In addition to being passionate patrons of the arts, they have been performers as well. For decades, Elsa sang as a soprano and Bob as a bass in the College of Marin Community Chorus, now Marin Oratorio. They sang with the Marin Symphony Chorus, the Winifred Baker Chorale, and the Throckmorton Community Chorus. They were even paired together, danced together, and sang together as featured performers in a Schubert operetta at the College of Marin. And with the same passion Bob has for his musical work, he has also had for his town. Bob has served Mill Valley with strong community values, vitality, and lifelong commitment. Whether on the Planning Commission and City Council, serving for 2 years as mayor, or involved in city governance and policymaking, Bob has supported many significant artistic endeavors, including approvals related to the original Sweetwater. And he was recognized in 2018 by the City of Mill Valley and the County of Marin for his 50 years of consecutive volunteer public service. No couple is more deserving than the Burtons for recognition of over half a century of passionate, active, and tireless support of arts in our community, ensuring they not only exist, but thrive. And no couple has ever been so matched in their mutual devotion to the creative and artistic integrity of Mill Valley, leaving a rich and lasting legacy. It is only fitting that we now sing their praises and have Bob take the stage tonight in front of this adoring and grateful audience. Bob and Elsa Burton. Pastahub, Performing and Film Arts. As the camera flew around the sheer cliffs of Moab to reveal Tom Cruise hanging by his fingertips as he receives his Mission Impossible 2 assignment, we were on the edge of our seats, and we were all in Phil's world. Phil's world is from a different point of view. It's from the air. Recognized nationally and internationally in the unique and specialized world of aerial cinematography, Pastahub has created some of the most iconic movie scenes ever. You've enjoyed his creativity without even knowing it. James Bond films, The Lord of the Rings, Spider-Man, The Bourne Legacy, The Matrix, Star Trek, and the list goes on. For over 40 years, the quality of his work, his creativity, and his originality have never failed to elevate the films he's contributed to and inspire those he's worked with. People don't realize how dangerous his job is, working at impossible speeds, angles, and risks. In Phil's world, it's location, not vacation. as he and his team put their lives on the line to get the shot. And his work demands perfection. There is no room for mistakes. But calm under pressure, he is the best of the best. Although he was defined by his helicopter career, new technology emerged and Phil changed with the times. Now, he's considered a pioneer in the drone world, adding his artistic sensibilities and storytelling skills to stand out in the growing world of drone operators. Phil has always been an innovator and engineer. From helmet cams to gyrocams to panocams, he has stayed ahead of the curve in the film arena in knowledge, skills, and new invention. He really should have been credited as the inventor of GoPro with his early version of a helmet cam mounted on the heads of hippies. They were cowboys out there with a motorcycle helmet and drill bit, screwing on a camera, and then jumping out of an airplane. As Phil's career took to the air, he kept himself grounded by settling in Mill Valley. It was a bold move for a young filmmaker to navigate a successful Hollywood career from the laid-back artist scene of our town. Moving here in the late 1970s, he rented one of the oldest Mill Valley houses on East Blythedale. Years later, he bought a home where he and his wife Kelly raised their twins, Catherine and Nicholas. Once he had kids, Phil's community involvement began, coaching soccer, volunteering for the Chamber of Commerce, and driving his vintage truck in the Memorial Day Parade. He was a huge supporter of Tam High and lent his skills to shooting action videos of the athletes. Despite his lofty aerial accomplishments, Phil has never lost his down-to-earth values and character. He has selflessly shared his talents and kind heart with family, friends, and the community. And he has always enjoyed the lifestyle our Mill Valley world has to offer, working in his garden, remodeling his house, volunteering to play with the kittens at Kitty Charm School. And road biking is a passion, too. Someday he would like to ride the entire Tour de France course. But for now, he'll have to settle for enjoying the curves of Mount Tam. Phil Pastahub. Karen Banky, Literary Arts. Try this. Combine the heart of a loving mother with the talents of a teacher, poet, and writer. Toss in a pinch of optimism, a hint of playfulness, a dash of sensitivity. Mix in a generous amount of creativity and spontaneity. Blend together an angelic presence with an adventurous spirit. Pour in the magic of imagination. Season with passion and a bit of wonder. Stir these inspiring ingredients together, and you have the recipe for this year's Milley Honoree in Literary Arts, Karen Banky. As a mother whose son, Colin, has just left for college, as a poet writing about her personal experiences, being a woman, being true to oneself, as a teacher and author of books, using innovative ways to inspire kids to connect with their own creative voice, Karen has come into her own full story. Her books rip the page and leap right in, provide engaging adventures and playful experiments in creative writing for kids and adults alike. In Write Back Soon, Karen shows that connecting with someone through the joy of writing and receiving a letter creates a bond of kindness, compassion, and gratitude between the writer and the reader. In fact, if there is one word to best describe Karen, that word would be connection. She has an ability to attract the most amazing connections in life, easily finding kinship with others and creating an immediate relationship. Her work is a beautiful reflection of that inner sensibility and a willingness to embrace the goodness in the world. Her elegant poems share deep connection, giving voice to the clearly seen, the precisely felt, the fully lived. And Karen's connection with Mill Valley is proudly expanding. Story by story, page by page, workshop by workshop, she has built a nest for writing genius to learn to fly. Establishing the Writer's Nest in the Mill Valley Lumberyard, she believes in the potential to make life better for residents, bringing creativity, commerce, and the arts to our community. Karen's Mill Valley chapter began more than 30 years ago when she moved to the area and raised her family. Over the years, she has wondered and wandered through her poetic life here and impacted the community with her writing adventures, especially in the schools. There isn't a teacher in Mill Valley who doesn't know Karen. She has taught across generations, from kindergartners to the elderly, and is loved, appreciated, and admired by all for her talents, her passion, her creative inspiration. Karen is a true lighthouse of a human being, teacher, and poet. She throws light in every direction around her, casting a glow on the possibilities we might see in this world, instructing us on how we can navigate life's challenges with human connection and creative writing. Inspiring a new generation of writers, she welcomes whoever arrives at her door or to the pages of her books, full of affection, optimism, and the invitation to play. Karen Banky. Robert Holmes, Visual Arts and Design. When traveling with Robert Holmes, also known as Bob, you have to get up early in the morning in order to get to the places and experiences that come to life. And it is there that this internationally acclaimed photographer performs his magic, working, quote, on the margins of light, his approach in searching for imagery not in the typical bright light, but working just as the world emerges from darkness. It defines how he works and how his work is distinctive. Bob is known for changing the industry of travel photography by not just capturing images in the moment, but working to get the shot. Those who have learned from him refer to this as the Bob shot. He goes to a location, looks at a map, sees where the sun might be coming up, and figures out the best time to achieve his extraordinary imagery. Then, he waits for the decisive moment. A kind and generous man with a wicked sense of humor, Bob is also tough. Admired as an adventurer, Bob actually does the things others only dream about. During his prolific career, he has explored more than 30 countries and occasionally has found himself in cliffhangers that would impress even Indiana Jones. He's been trapped by sniper fire in Northern Ireland and rifle-butted and jailed in Turkey. Bob's life journey began in Derbyshire, England. As he grew up, his passion for both mountain climbing and photography developed in tandem. Joining Chris Bonington's 1975 Mount Everest expedition with camera in hand, a new chapter in his life began. He soon left the security of town planning in Nottingham for the adventure and artistic pursuit of wilderness and travel photography. In 1976, he visited California at the invitation of Ansel Adams, and in 1979 moved to Mill Valley, where he's lived ever since. Bob has always loved this town as an enclave of creativity, and he is what Mill Valley ethos is all about. As a teacher, mentor, travel guide, and enthusiastic supporter of our photography and arts community, Bob is always willing to give back to his profession and see new photographers grow. And as a devoted father, he shares his experiences, exploration, and travel with his daughters, Emma and Hannah, educating them in ways that reach far beyond photography. Bob Holmes is one of the world's most accomplished travel photographers, with many books, magazine covers, and articles to his credit, working with National Geographic, Life, Time, and Travel and Leisure, just to name a few. His award-winning career has encompassed more than 40 years, and during that time, Bob has successfully made the transition from film to digital, travel to wine and food, magazines to cookbooks, photography to videography. Bob's curiosity and adventurous spirit, along with his artistic sensibility and mastery of photography, have resulted in the creation of an extensive body of work that has inspired and informed photographers, students, and viewers worldwide. Photographing the four corners of the globe so that others can see the world around us, Bob's extraordinary photography is an expression of his enthusiasm for life, sharing his unique vision with Mill Valley and beyond. Bob Holmes. Lauren Rowan, Performing Arts.
But Daddy, I can't blame you, and I know I can't tame you.
Writing songs like this about his father and forming professional bands with his brothers, Lauren Rowan was born into a family that has been a part of his music in every way. At age 6, he began picking up instruments his brother Peter left laying around. By 8, he was playing the guitar and ukulele backwards. At age 15, Lauren was offered a record deal, but turned it down because his band wasn't included. Another deal was signed 4 years later. When Lauren ran for president in his junior high school, his motto was, "Get going with Rowan," and he's never let up. He has played with his brother Chris as the Rowan Brothers. Within a year, they were signed by Clive Davis on Columbia Records and recorded their first album. Lauren and Chris then teamed up with brother Peter as the Rowans and were signed by David Geffen to record several albums. He went on to play solo and with a number of Beatle bands, with cellists, and even slide and slack key guitarists. He formed the rock reggae group The Edge with fellow Milley honoree Jimmy Dillon. Add to this list Left Coast All-Stars, Rattlebox, and his current band, Deep Blue Jam, and it's hard to keep up with all the different groups he has created and played with. Lauren is a consummate musician, a skillful mandolinist, and talented guitarist. Actually, he can just about play anything. But he's also a songwriter, composer of musical scores for movies and TV, actor, and even model. His songwriting is classic Americana, beautifully melodic, and universally human. He brings a lot of joy to people through his music, whether playing professionally for a large concert crowd or entertaining the seniors at the Redwoods. When Lauren moved to Mill Valley in 1982, he began developing the true never-ending friendships he sang about in this song, Circle of Friends. And he became part of one big family, bonding with local musicians Marty Balin, Jerry Garcia, David Grisman, and others. He considers his true successes his happy family life, owning a house in the town he loves, and even beyond a great career, spending his life married to the woman he loves. Every song that is a love song is about his wife, Bernadette. His lyrics, "You're the only one for me, like a dream come true, searching for so long till the moment I found you," pretty much say it all. His immense talent, along with his giving nature, sense of community, and support of others, have been woven into the tapestry of our town. Contributing his gifts of music to causes including Bread and Roses, Campfire Benefit, Roots of Peace, and Wine Women in Song, he's made us proud. Lauren Rowan is one of Mill Valley's musical sons. Aren't we fortunate to have someone of his caliber here to inspire and entertain us? Who knows what music he'll be creating in the future? We're just happy he'll be sharing it with us. Lauren Rowan.